Hello, welcome back to the interface. My name's Alex, and today we're going to have a look at the infotainment system on the brand new Skywell BE11. Now, we have got this fairly large touchscreen on this car, and it does have support for wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto too. As of this recording, there is no app for iPhone or Android in terms of like remotely controlling the car or doing preheating remotely. Skywell don't know if that's going to come at any point, so if that changes, we'll update the description to reflect that. Now, what's quite nice about this screen is it is quite a nice size, but it's not too big either, which is quite good. So it's fairly responsive to touch. We've got these different wallpapers you can choose from. So that's all that does really. And the apps are down the bottom there, so you can literally swap between all the different wallpapers, which for this one is volcanoes, which is quite cool. We have got a permanent, well, semi-permanent climate control section down the bottom here. Thankfully, in this vehicle, there are actual climate control buttons for some of the stuff. So there's auto recirculating the windscreen, hazard warning switch, the rear view, or the rear window itself, and you can turn it all off with one click if you want to. The rest of it is done from this bit here. So you click on that one and you can adjust the temperature there quite easily, which is quite good. So again, it is fairly responsive, and there are some quite cool shortcuts too. So you can swipe on this side to get access to the control center, if you will. So you can turn on and off the LED system if you want to. You can adjust the brightness of the screen. So that's all done via there. You can turn on and off the Wi-Fi, the volume. You can lock the screen. You can open the boot up and down if you want to as well. All quite cool. And then one thing that I noticed as well is if you swipe from this side, it's the same settings, but it's reversed slightly so the passenger can reach them if they want to. Because on this car, there is no physical volume slider, so you do have to control on the screen, which is a bit of an oversight. It would have been quite nice to have a different one there completely. So let's get there. And then you swipe down from the top, you get like a home page, you get devices which have been connected to this car, the Wi-Fi, but also the time too. If you swipe up, there's nothing at all. So let's go through the apps one by one and see what we get. So first bit, you can add or delete shortcuts, so you can customize fully on how this screen works. So you can add things on there if you want to. You can add a play and pause section, so you can add that there if you want to. And that's also on the desktop, you can remove different things as well. So we've got Application Center, and this is like the home screen for all the apps on the car. So everything the car comes with basically. So we've got vehicle control, APA settings, Navi, AC, DAB+, Bluetooth music, FM radio, local media, Bluetooth, and Coolink. If we just check on down here, the apps should be the same. Yeah, these are just shortcuts essentially. So your media stuff and your radio. So we'll go through everything one by one on this bit here. There is also Service Center, which is probably how the car is doing in terms of its functionality and bits and pieces on the car that are working properly. Yeah, there's a user manual in there at the moment. And then if you notice just down here, we have got a Skywell logo, and that is a home button. So if I open up the DAB, DAB radio, that will take you back to the home screen. You might also be able to tell on this video, I'm not sure if you'll pick it up, but there is a weird like cartoon noise as you click on stuff, like a boing, boing, boing. So a little bit strange. We'll figure out if we can turn that off afterwards. Yeah, it sounds like a video game. So we've got Application Center, Vehicle Control is the first one. There's lots of options in here, which is really cool. It's very customizable, and it seems fairly good. Let me close the door here. There we go. So headlight height you could adjust from here, so there isn't a physical button on the car to do it from here, so it has to be done electronically, so you can adjust how the headlights are done. So you can dip them down. You can probably hear a little motor going berserk. Accompany me home lights. Also, before I go any further, every single setting on the car has a question mark for it. So if you don't know what it's going to do, it'll tell you what it does. So let's click on this for this one. The higher the number, the more height of headlight will descend, so downwards. Then we've got accompany me home. After turning on the headlight, will continue to light for a period of time. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. So that's all good. There's lots of options as well. Atmosphere lamps on or off. You've got front lamps, rear lamps. What's quite cool as well, this car has LED lighting, and you can choose between different animation modes. You can have it sync to the music if you've got the radio playing or something, but you can choose how those work. So you've got monostatic, and then you can go ahead and choose. So if we do off for rhythm mode, you can customize the colors that are going to show up on here, which is quite nice as well. And you can adjust the brightness, but you can also have it pulse and do different things. Brightness of physical buttons is done in 10 increments. So that's all good. And then that's pretty much it for the car control, vehicle control. We've got mode. So the brake pedal mode is either comfort or sport. There's also steering assistance mode, standard, comfort or sport, and then energy recovery. Weirdly, this is done in 1% increments for the regen. A little bit strange. You'll notice that the increments and the units they use on this car are all in different places, which is quite interesting. You've got warm mode, or worm mode. After turning on, the user releases the brake pedal and the vehicle moves forward slowly without stepping on the accelerator pedal. So that's just like creep, basically. Battery deep discharge. Let's have a quick look in here. Adjust the battery charge and discharge the threshold after turning on. The discharge depth will be increased. The range of service will be also increased. It is only used in emergency. So what happens to the range if we do that? Nothing's happened to the range. So it still says 120 miles. And there is also a super endurance mode. When the battery power is lower than 5%, the vehicle can still be used normally. But both of these things affect the health of the battery pack, which is fine. And then keep battery warm. It is recommended to turn on this function when the outside temperature reaches -10, which is not quite that cold yet. It's 4 degrees. That's fine. So we can turn that on. Cool. We've got assistance. So we've got safety assistance, over speed limit, fatigue reminders, prohibit watching while driving, which is turned on. ESC. Let's have a look in there. Yeah. So there's no question mark helper for prohibit watching while driving, but I'm not sure what that actually means. There's front radar and HDC, so hill descent control. We've got convenience here as well. We've got charging settings, N charging, wireless charge. So there's a wireless charger below the center console, so you can turn it on or off. And there's also discharge permitted. It says after turning on, external discharge is allowed. Otherwise, external discharge is not allowed. I think that's to do with the vehicle to load adapter in the boot. Sorry, behind the front seats there's a 3-pin socket, and I think that's what that means. Not entirely sure though. And dash. So this is a central display here. It's around 12 inches. It's not overly customizable. There are 2 different themes, so you can choose between theme 2, which is white, and theme 1. And some of the things move around here, so it's not just a colour. It's a lot of different things as well. We've got instrument beeps, low, mid, or high, and then you can choose between percentages for the energy, but also mileage too. To give you some sort of idea about the efficiency of the car, roughly 120 miles left in the battery at 46%, so probably looking at 280, 290 real world range. It's not too bad. And you can choose between the kilometre units or mile units too. So that's the vehicle control app. Got APA now. So that's the camera systems, or automatic parking control, or automatic parking assistant probably. That's what that will do for you. So if you turn the wheel, you'll get the little line moving around, which is quite nice. And then we can exit that as well. And then we've got settings. So you can connect the phone, you can connect the car to a Wi-Fi network for various reasons, probably software update reasons. And you can choose between what networks you want to connect to. Bluetooth is unconnected currently. And you can see what phones are in there too. You also got Bluetooth, so you can delete phones that are in the car. It's also picked up another BE11 because this is a launch day for the vehicle. So it's picked up all the other cars that are in the car park too, which is quite funny. And another one called My Auto, which is what the BE11's always called. Sound and display, so you can choose the volume for different things as well. Got sound field settings, sound settings, close, doing, and dada. I can turn it off completely. Okay, and we've got some wallpapers, control panel brightness and recently used, as well as system. So it says Skylink 2.0 overseas, Q-Car OS, time zone, system versions, clear data, local upgrade. So it doesn't look like there's any cloud updates, but it looks like it's all locally done. And there's various different things on here. I'd imagine this is probably Android-ish under the hood, sorry, because there's like Huawei speech and different things on there. So as well as the car information, so you can name the vehicle if you want to. I'm going to name this as the reg, I think. So let's see if I've got the reg to hand. Yeah, I think the reg makes more sense to me. So let's do confirm. Sweet, there we go. If we go back to the home page, see if there's any more settings. No, that's it for the settings. We have also got the Navi. So this is something called, I think, TurboDog 9. And this app isn't installed on this car yet, so I think it'll quit by itself. Yep, that's fine. Climate control stuff on here. So you can see where all the That's all the bits and pieces on the car. Slightly different screen layout as well. Just the temperature, the fan speed. You've also got heated windscreen, automatic settings and various things in there. Also got recirculating as well. Got DAB radio. So the volume is on the right hand side. Quite tactile buttons, are quite nice. They're quite nice to use. We've got signal level up here. We've got back button, favourite button. We've got SD national options for DAB, D1 national, BBC national DAB. What else is in here? We've also got, lots of different radio stations in here as well, which is quite cool. Nice, it's got a radio built in. Let's go back to the home screen. Got Bluetooth music, so if you have got a device connected, you can connect a phone and listen to the music that way if you want to. Got FM radio, which is probably the same app, I'd imagine. No, very, very different app, okay. Just choose the frequency you want. There's no AM on here. You've got local media, so if you've got a USB device plugged in, I'd imagine you could probably play files off it, which is quite nice. You've got Bluetooth call, so if you have got a phone connected but not CarPlay, like an old Nokia or something, you can use it that way. And then Coolink as well, which that's the CarPlay thing, I think. Yeah, I think that is the CarPlay system. I think it was checking for an update the whole time. Yes, it was. Go back. And that's pretty much it, really. It's not the most extensive system. This button up here will take you to Apple CarPlay if it is connected, or Android Auto, and that's pretty much it, really. There isn't a whole lot to it. We'll have a quick look at the driver's display now too. So this is the driver's display for the BE11. I'm not sure how well you can actually see this because the sun is quite reflecty on the screen. Let's see if I can move it over there. That's a little bit better. So on the left-hand side is your trip information, and you can customize what is here. What's really odd about this is we've done 31 miles and 21 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, which is about 3 miles per kilowatt hour, I believe. I will put it on screen if I'm wrong. And it says 0.9 hours, which is such an odd way of doing increments of time. I've never seen that before. It's very strange. Got the odometer at the bottom there, the range on the bottom right corner, and then also the power delivery. If we move this screen up and down, this button up and down, we can view 3 or 4 different things. We've got the tyre pressure, the efficiency, or the trip, sorry, the radio, what's playing, and then also on, let's have a look at this side, we've got, that's not customizable at all. Okay, what's under mode? So it's just the media. And if we have also got cruise control and various things. Not the most customizable screen, but it is pretty good. And if we just show what the theme is like, so we've got system, sound and display. So this is theme 1 and this is theme 2. The theme 2 is quite bright and theme 1 is quite dark. So that's been a quick look at the infotainment system on the brand new Skywell BE11. If you enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing to the Into Cars. My name's Alex, and I'll see you again next time.